So there's always going to be little nerves. But the closer you get to fight time, and when you're actually in the ring, those nerves disappear, and now it becomes war. You know, in your tunnel vision, this is the guy in front of you. He's going to try to smash you. So with the Vikings, you have to win. Like as the Vikings, you have to win. You have to go to war, and you have to do everything you can to get the victory.
Well, it's a long time ago for me, but I used to do Muay Thai, and I remember I used to get 5 minutes before I went in the ring. I used to say when they say that you got the wind up you. I mean, I just felt like I had no energy. 5 minutes before, I'd suddenly get up and I'd be like, I can't do this. Like my body just wants to go into breakdown and fall asleep. But as soon as I got, as soon as I bent down through the ropes and got in the ring, somehow it just went boom, game time. And it's like I didn't, just suddenly and ding ding, and you go out, and it's. But it was worrying me every time. 5 minutes before I went in, I was like, so tired. I'm not sure if I can do this. Can't catch my breath.
And then you start questioning yourself. Am I ready? How am I going to look? Are people going to be watching me? And another thing is like that's when you become very vulnerable when you're in the ring, because you're by yourself. All the training you've done is like you're by yourself there, and that's when you really have to get that mental strength to push you on, because you're worried about people watching you, you're worried about how you're going to look on TV. It's going to be on YouTube forever. So you know what I mean? That's, all the training comes together to put on a good performance.
I'm curious about all the trash talk that happens. You are famously a gentleman. You're called a gentleman by your peers. But I also noticed that you guys do a lot of training together. So you're in in Morecambe now, training with your peers, famously Tyson Fury. But I mean, how does it work when you're trash talking each other, but you're also training together? Then you get in the ring together. Are these real rivalries, or is this for the fans, or what is that? Why don't you trash talk?
Most of them are real. I can't trash talk because if I do, my mom will slap me. My mom will, so I'm more scared of my mom than actually, and also because it's just not who I am. I think I have tried it once or twice before, but it doesn't sound natural, and I feel like. And people can tell when you're not natural. But most of them are real, though. Like Tyson Fury can talk trash about Wilder, about Dillian White. These are all heavyweight fighters. I just can't do it. And when you get in the ring, after the great thing about boxing is that after the fight, you can put away the trash talk, you can put away the fight, and you become good friends.
I noticed there's a lot of hugging.
After the fight, say, hey, what's up, bro? How's it going?
They're all over each other.
You know what they say as well? Don't be afraid of the barking dog. It's the quiet dog curled up in the corner you should be scared of.
Yeah. That's the one.
The Viking culture is set apart from many other traditions and cultures because they would have many of their own traditions to get ready for battle, for farming, for family. I mean, the pagan culture in itself it's got so many things that set it aside from Christianity and all sorts of other traditions. But you are Samoan from heritage, and I was wondering if there are any kind of similarities or any of their own Samoan traditions that you were taught as a kid, or anything you used before you fight, or with your kids and the family setting, or anything you can share with us about Samoan traditions and things. Because you were made a chief as well when you became the WBO heavyweight champion of the world. You were made a chief as well. So if you want to talk a little bit about that, I'd love to hear the differences and similarities.
My Samoan culture is very important. And like everyone else's cultures in their lives, they're very important in terms of my upbringing. And also, I don't have any traditional tattoos. Another thing my mom said, you get a tattoo, slap you in the face. So I don't have any tattoos. But the culture has been very important to me. And one thing that we base our culture on is God, having faith in the Lord. And, before a fight, my parents come together and we do like a family prayer the day of the fight. And then before I walk out to the ring, we huddle as a team and do a prayer. So as much as my culture is very important to me, but it's always based on God and faith.
That's lovely. Keep y'all stuck together. It's lovely.
Forever.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a lot of strength in that. Speaking of your family, with your 3 gorgeous daughters, and then also your dad encouraging you to start so young. So you've got quite a legacy there. And what is it like now that you know the sacrifices that your dad gave to get you where you are? If your girls started going like, Dad, I want to follow in your footsteps. I mean, does that strike fear into your heart, knowing how hard this career is, or are you ready for that?
I'm ready for it. Like, I want to be a parent, and I want to be a father who supports their children no matter what they do. my parents pushed me and encouraged me and helped me to, he instilled boxing into me at a young age. And then I found a love and passion for it myself. He tried to actually stop me. He saw me getting punched in the face once and he's like, son, this is not for you. You might lose some brain cells. But I'm like, Dad, sorry, it's too late. I love the sport. He said, he introduced me to it. You're trying to stop me. I love the sport. But as a parent, I want to support my children and I look forward to supporting them in anything that they do. Whether it's boxing, whether it's netball, whether it's academic, whatever they want to do, I want to be that parent that backs them 100%.
I mean, when did you threw your first punch at 3, right?
Yeah, my dad, held up his hand like this, and he said to me, 3 years old, punch. So, as a 3-year-old, what do? You do what your dad says, and you punch his hand. And we didn't know that from there that everything will unfold to what we are now.
Do you think your family is surprised? Do you think your mom just has moments of going, what the heck? This is wild.
My mom didn't really want us to do boxing because it's a very hard sport and some people can die in the sport of boxing. People get hurt, people go to hospital. There's a lot of things involved in it. But then also there's a lot of positive things about it as well. So she didn't want us to box, but my dad caught it at a very young age. When I was about 12 years old, he said, son, if you do well in boxing, I'm telling you, you're going to become world champion. So he caught it way back in the day. And I'm like, Dad, do you have one of those magic... Seer. Yeah, he's a seer. Just like in the Vikings, they have a seer.
I said he knew you were going to be dancing naked on the beach. That's There you go. Let's make a pact here on Vikcast. That Joe, if you become the heavyweight champion of the world again, you're going to go back to New Zealand, you're going to dance naked on the beach.
Okay. All right, and you tell me which beach.
I'm predicting it now. If only you knew, Joseph, you would be dancing naked on the beach. Do you with the Samoan language and do you keep it instilled with your children now as well when they're young? Do you try and keep? Is there anything you do at home?
Yeah, I speak the language quite good. I think I speak it quite good, and then also we talk to our children in both languages, English and Samoan, and they can understand. They're starting to learn the language, and I think it's very important to pass it down generation to generation. Do you guys speak any other languages?
Pig Latin.
Yeah, I think Old Norse. See,
that stuff sounds cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
It's a trap. Don't trust him. Let's kill him and be done with it. That's what I said to you. It was in code, Amy.
Okay.
Well, I had to learn some. I don't even know what we call this. Some Anglish on the show, but I don't remember any of it.
I couldn't remember any of it, so I had to learn it, and now it's stuck in there.
That sounds cool, though.
Yeah. I speak Texan, Joseph. That's where I'm from. Yeah. So if I want to say, hey, Joseph, how's it going? I was like, hey, man, what's up? What you doing, boy? All right.
See, I actually had a fight in Texas not long ago. I think last year. I like Texas. It's a nice place.
There was a scene in Vikings where Rollo's learning to speak French, and he loses it with the priest, and he throws him over the table into the fireplace. And they said, the director of the episode said, do you know any Old Norse that you can just kind of come up with something like an insult? And I'd just been to Iceland to do a documentary for Vikings, and this guy that was driving me around all day taught me this phrase, which is "fatui raskat," which is really, really rude. It means like it's about shoving something up someone's bottom in a very, very offensive way. And that was the first thing that came into my mind. And I just said, look, it's kind of means like shove it up your bum. And they were like, oh, we can get that past the censors. So when it came out, they used it, "Fatui raskat," and I throw them across the table. And then all these Icelandic people started getting in touch with me on Instagram saying it's really, really offensive phrase you just used there, Rollo. So if you want to get anything swearing past the censors, just scream at people in Old Norse.
So I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but it's just, we're also curious about it because when you're training at that level and you're looking for every idiosyncrasy and every kind of trick that a boxer has up his sleeve, you must know your opponents really, really well. Do you hold anything back during training so they don't see that?
No, this is the first time I've ever had the opportunity to train with Tyson Fury. And I'll tell you now, I thought that I trained hard. He is next level beast. So I'm learning a lot from him. And one thing that he's mentioned before is that he will never fight me, but he treats me like a brother. And he wants to go fight Anthony Joshua and become the unified champion of the world. And then he said after that he doesn't really want to. I'm not sure he's probably going to retire. I said I wanted to fight him because I want to fight the best there is and test myself against the best. And he is the best. he is the king of the heavyweight division with Anthony Joshua, but he doesn't see us fighting anytime. So I respect that. And listen, I'm here, I'm staying at his house. He's letting me use the gym. We're very close, and I appreciate him looking out for me while I'm away from home, while I'm away from New Zealand, family and friends and kids and all that. I'm being well looked after here. So it's very, very blessed.
Do you see it with each other, though? I mean, like connecting to Vikings again, the Ragnar Rollo thing, that they know each other inside out. So when they do battle, they know each other's secrets. They know the way someone acts. So what we do in the show is that the way Rollo beats Ragnar in France is because he does the exact opposite to what Ragnar thinks he's going to do. Ragnar says he always just wants to attack. And Rollo's like, he knows that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to look like I'm going to attack. I'm going to hide some chains under the River Seine. I'm going to surprise him. But you have to double bluff that person. So even when you're sparring with someone like Tyson Fury, do you start to go, well, I know, we start to know each other. I have to do something different because he's going to be able to read me like a book.
Yeah, just like the Rollo and Ragnar relationship, you guys know each other very well, right? And going to battle, then you have to try and think of something else to do because you know each other's style and how you think, how you roll, what you're going to do next. So it's when we do, I mean, I haven't really done any proper sparring with him. I've done some body sparring, but that's about it. And I'll tell you this, he's got some heavy hands. 6'9", punching you in the stomach like this is like you feel every punch.
God, that is crazy. How tall are you, Joseph?
I'm 6'4".
So you're just a little bitty guy.
The actor in me, I really want to shave my head. And if Tyson wants anyone to play him as the story of Tyson Fury, I'm the man. Still have to put me on a box though. I'm only 6'3". I have to stand on a box.
I can play you, Joseph.
Okay, well, if you're never going to fight Tyson Fury, can we talk about the Anthony Joshua fight? Do you think you underperformed a little bit when you fought him? Would you change anything differently? You think you're ready to give him a rematch? Because I'd love to see you give him a rematch. And
most definitely, I underperformed. I should have went in there with a plan of being defensive, counter punching, fighting him off the ropes, and I should have been there and been more aggressive. And I can honestly say that on that day, he was the better man. I've accepted it. He was a better man, but I've improved a lot more. I've done a lot of different things, getting a new coach, getting, different training camps and all that. So I feel like if I fight him again, I can come up with a better game plan. But for now, he is the man. He is the man with Tyson Fury.
How's the switch up going? I mean, have you noticed anything? Is there anything different that you've noticed already from a new trainer? And do you want to talk about the reasons for leaving Kevin?
Yeah, I left Kevin after my last fight. The last fight we got a win, and I left him because I felt like I needed change. I felt like I needed something new and a new voice in my corner, someone who can pick up on things and for me to try new things. I've been with Kevin for 7 or 8 years, and becoming the same routine, same training place, everything was the same, and I got so used to it and comfortable that I wanted to become uncomfortable again. And so I talked to Tyson Fury. He recommended to train with Andy. One thing led to another. 6 days later, after my last fight, I was on an airplane flying to Ireland to meet him for the first time. And to go and settle myself into, a place I've never been to before. Didn't know what the structure was, didn't know what the training program was, but I was excited because it was all new.
Yeah. I noticed in a lot of the, I read a lot of YouTube comments when I watch the videos, and I was reading your fans' comments, and they were all talking about how just refreshed and rejuvenated and glowing. I don't think they used the word glowing, but refreshed that you looked. They're really pumped because I think this whole newness, they can feel it. Like your fans can feel it, and they're really super pumped for it. So that's cool. You're right about being uncomfortable.
I felt like I lost the passion, not the passion, but the excitement of boxing. And I felt like with this new change, I feel this new excitement. I feel like, I don't know, I'm just very happy to be here. And I know I miss my family and friends and wife and kids, but I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited, it's away from home, and I'm focusing to become a warrior.
Yeah. And Derek Chisora, he's tough. He's durable, Are you going to go in there and is the game plan just to wipe him out, try and go for a knockout and make a statement, or are you just going to use some different boxing skills and have a different kind of game plan?
Don't give away the game plan.
Yeah, this is it. Ragnar Rollo, you see, whatever he says, he might just do the opposite. I'm helping Joseph to create something. Derek's going to watch this and he's going to be like, he said he's going to do this. Come on, double bluff.
Yeah, I want to go in there and what I'm going to do is going to go in there and have fun. With my last fight, when I went in there looking for the knockout, it didn't come because I was trying too hard. But if I go into this fight and let it flow, let things flow, and whatever happens, happens. And then I know I'm going to get a good win. You know, I just got to use my speed, movement, and, you know, move, be smart, but then fight fire with fire and catch him in the middle, catch him with something good. I can't use any weapons like a spear, like you guys use, or sword, or I can use my fists.
Can you beat Jake Paul, though?